It was a stormy afternoon when a quiet knock echoed through the hallway of the Lancaster estate. The caretaker, an elderly woman named Martha, opened the door to find a tall man, soaked in rain, standing with a worn-out toolbox and eyes full of something between guilt and hope. "My name is Caleb," he said softly. "I heard the old grandfather clock is broken. I used to work with antique timepieces. I'd be honored to fix it." Martha hesitated. The name didn't ring a bell, but something in his face felt oddly familiar. The clock in question stood in the foyer, a century-old masterpiece carved by hand, now silent for over a decade. For the Lancaster family, it was more than a timekeeper. It was the last thing their patriarch touched before tragedy struck. 12 years ago, the house was broken into. Jewelry, heirlooms, and a rare pocket watch were taken. But what devastated the family most was the sense of betrayal. The thief hadn't broken in. They had been let in. A trusted apprentice of the late Mr. Lancaster, a young man who vanished the day after the robbery. His name was Jason. Caleb placed his hands gently on the oak casing, the tick of his conscience louder than any clock. He was Jason. He hadn't come to fix the clock. He came to fix something much deeper. Jason had once been a gifted apprentice under Mr. Lancaster, who treated him like a son. He had grown up on the edges of the city, poor, angry, and surrounded by bad influences. Lancaster gave him a job, trusted him, even gave him his first set of tools. For the first time, someone believed in him. But temptation has a cruel voice. One night, out of desperation and foolish pride, Jason took everything he could carry, believing he could start a new life. He vanished, leaving behind silence, shame, and a broken clock he could never forget. Over the years, the weight of his actions grew heavier. He kept the pocket watch, not as a trophy but as a reminder. Every time it ticked, it echoed regret. He tried to turn his life around, got clean, worked honest jobs, and learned to repair clocks with a skill Mr. Lancaster once praised. But the clock he broke, both literally and metaphorically, still haunted him. So here he was, not Jason the thief, but Caleb the restorer. As he worked through the clock's rusted gears, each piece seemed to mirror his own broken past. He polished, tightened, adjusted, and in between, he told Martha stories, not of theft, but of second chances. He never revealed who he was. Not yet. When the clock finally ticked again, it struck midnight, sharp, clear, and loud. Martha gasped. "It hasn't worked since the night of the robbery," she whispered. Jason stood still. "There's one more thing," he said, pulling a small velvet pouch from his coat. Inside it was the pocket watch. Untouched. Martha's eyes widened. You're him." He nodded slowly, tears forming. "I don't expect forgiveness. But I needed to return what I stole. I needed to try." Silence filled the room. Then the sound of ticking, constant, steady. "You've already started to make it right," Martha said, her voice shaking. "Not for the house. For yourself." Jason never asked for redemption, but it found him in the steady hands of truth and humility. He visited the house every month after that, not as a repairman but as a friend. Eventually, the community, once angry and unforgiving, began to see him as a symbol, not of a perfect man, but of a changed one. He later started a small workshop for troubled youth, teaching them how to repair clocks and their lives. He called it the second hand. Redemption doesn't start when others forgive you. It starts when you take the first step to forgive yourself and make things right. No matter how far you've fallen, it's never too late to rise. If this story touched you, comment second chances below, and share it with someone who needs hope today. Subscribe to Wisdom Tales for more stories that move the heart and awaken the soul.